Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. You saw correctly. We got skorts, we got foldovers, we got halter neck mid vests in the colors that Tracy has been teasing for months and months and months now. They are finally here. I'm so excited to do this review for you guys because again, I just know that we've been anticipating this for a very long time and all of these items are available in the US. So no worries about anything being excluded or anything like that from this launch. The central theme around this capsule is always in honor. It's meant to just be your like elevated basics. All of this is very much a nod to the athleisure side of Oner. Very versatile. You know what I'm saying? If there's one thing about Oner, she's versatile. So always in honor launches on Tuesday, June 17th at 11 a.m. Central Time. I'll put all of the time conversions up here for you guys to see. We have a lot of newness to get through. I spent the last, I think like 3 hours doing my B-roll and taking pictures and measurements and all that stuff for you guys to see. So with that being said, let's begin. I knew I was missing something. I was like, this is just so dead and flat, but it's literally this light that I forgot to turn on. Anywho, side note guys, I busted my lip. There's a huge cut on my lip and every single time it's like about to heal, I smile too big or something and it opens right back up. So if in any point of this video, you see blood on my lip, mind your business. It's something that I've been struggling with for the past few days and I've been smiling, so I don't think it's gonna go away anytime soon. But anywho, launch details, you already know. We gotta talk about the colorways that are launching in this capsule. First and foremost, we have chalk pink, which is the color that I'm wearing right now. We saw this a couple months ago in a silent drop, meaning that there's no centralized theme or campaign behind these drops. It's just like little restocks and drops here and there on the site that are honestly very random and sometimes contain new colors, such as this color. And we now finally have it in SoftMotion. If I haven't already, color comparisons and fabric comparisons are up here on the screen for you guys. But next up we have moss brown. We actually just saw this color in the pop of color capsule. I think it was like 3 months ago at this point, but she is coming back in SoftMotion pieces. And I think moss brown and chalk pink mix and match together so well. Honestly, any pink and any brown will go together like butter. It is such a nice color combo. So I'm loving the options that they had for this launch, but color comparisons and fabric comparisons galore up here for you guys to see. And of course we have your staple black and white. Now moving on to the pieces that are launching in this collection, let's go ahead and start out with existing products that are just coming out in new colors. First and foremost, we have the SoftMotion scoop back bralette coming out in chalk pink as well as moss brown. This first launched in the lifting team capsule and I wasn't able to review that because I was in Istanbul, so I'll do a full review for you guys with graphics and comparisons and all that jazz later on. But for those of you who want a higher coverage option, we do have the SoftMotion sports bra. Next up for bottoms, we have the SoftMotion flares coming out in moss brown. And that's it. So it's not coming out in chalk pink. I don't think it's restocking or anything. And if it is, then I'll put it somewhere up here on the screen or down in the pinned comments for y'all to see. But as it stands, it's just going to come out in moss brown and there have not been any new changes to this. We also have the SoftMotion 6-inch shorts in chalk pink and moss brown. And then last but not least, we have the SoftMotion jacket coming out once again in moss brown and chalk pink. As for newer pieces that are coming out, we have the SoftMotion Foldover 6-inch shorts as well as the SoftMotion straight leg bottoms in chalk pink, moss brown, and soft black. Asterisks, just wanted to note for you guys, but these straight legs are not going to be offered in the regular version this time around, only the fold over version. And then the flares are only launching in the regular version, not the fold over version. And then the shorts come in both versions. Yeah. Next up, we have the SoftMotion Skort. So this is our first time seeing any sort of skirt from Oner Active, which I was super excited by, especially with that white. I got the whole white set because I'm in my bridal era. It's coming out in chalk pink, moss brown, white, and soft black. To pair with that, we have the SoftMotion halter neck mid vest coming out in chalk pink, moss brown, white, and then soft black. So yeah, guys, that is it for everything that's launching in this capsule. It is a full SoftMotion capsule and it's made in Vietnam. So once again, everything from this capsule will be available to shop in the US and just everywhere in the world, so no need to worry about, you know, what's not launching, what is launching, all of that jazz. As always, I'll go ahead and put my measurements and sizing somewhere up here on the screen for you. It'll always also be in the description. For all the sizes that I end up picking, I'll also put it down there as well as timestamps for each product that I'll be discussing in case you need to skip to like any specific product. And lastly, if you end up finding this review helpful, as always, shopping via my support link right down here lets the team know that I sent you, and then using my code Tracy at checkout will save you money off your entire entire shopping cart. I get questions about this every single time, which I appreciate so much, actually, that you guys are that concerned about, you know, the proper way to support me. Honestly, if you, whichever method you choose, I appreciate so much regardless. But for those of y'all who are newer to Oner Active and you don't know how to support an athlete, shopping via our support link is the best way to support us. It does, out of transparency, give us a higher commission. And then my support code is what will give you guys a discount. And if you do have another discount code to use that is higher than mine, which is 5% off, then shopping via my link and then using your discount code will also be another way to support me, should you choose to do so. So I hope that clears things up a little bit, but enough yapping, guys. Let's actually get into the try on portion of this review. Alrighty, friends, first and foremost, starting off with the SoftMotion scoop back bralette. I'm wearing chalk pink size small. I also have moss brown in a size small, and this is the full dedicated review for this because I did miss it whenever it first launched in lifting team. So with that being said, I'll put all the graphics up here for you guys to see. I compared this against the unified micro bralette as well as the SoftMotion bralette, like the racerback version. Overall, it is fairly different from those two, so not really comparable. Like, it is a little bit lower than the SoftMotion bralette, definitely more booby, but I do feel like it's a bit narrower. So if you have a narrow set chest, this bra could be a great option for you because I would consider myself to be very narrow chested. I am a little bit more petite as well. And so I find that, as you guys definitely know by now, anything that has a wide neck is constantly making me gape. So I love the fact that this is a little bit more narrow. I do not feel like I'm falling out. It's definitely like a very low support, but I'm not gonna be doing any plyometrics in this. I'm not gonna be running or anything like that. And I also find that the straps being a little bit longer are way more comfortable on the traps than like the previous, like the OG version of the SoftMotion bralette, and you know how that felt. Since then, they have made changes, and I talked about that in the previous capsule and Set the Tone, which is what I compared this against. These straps are so much more comfortable. They're a little bit longer, and therefore I don't get any more digging in the traps. So this is no exception. There haven't been any changes to this bra at all. So if you got it from lifting team, should be the same exact thing. I really, really like it. It's definitely more on the minimal side, but it's not so minimal to the point where I feel uncomfortable wearing it to the gym. Like, I'll definitely wear it. It features a lower V-neck, has removable cup pads that are also dyed to match the color of the bra. And then the bottom is actually a little scoop right here. So it kind of comes up a little bit at the center of your chest and then comes down to scoop your bust and then goes into the band and everything like that. This is very similar to the SoftMotion bralette in the sense that the fabric is just folded over on itself and then sewn. Typically with bras like this that don't have a dedicated elasticated underband, whenever I raise my arms up, usually I'll get some under boob. And as we can see here, yeah, I'm definitely getting some under boob, but oh my gosh, guys, the first rendition whenever I trialed this bra, it was ridiculous. Like, it was like damn near up here. I mean, that was a sample. So now that this has released in its final form, they're still writing up, but it's not nearly as bad as I thought, which is why I decided to get another color of it because I do really like this bra and I don't mind that it rides up a little bit. It could be worse, and the bras that I've tried in the past that are similar to this, those ride up on me a lot, whereas this does not. So love that for me. And I also don't get any gaping in this bra either. Again, I do feel pretty confident in this bra not shifting or doing anything like that. And I do think that it fits true to size as well. I would advise that if you're in between sizes, then to size up rather than down, because you know, it's already a minimal bra and it wouldn't hurt you to get more coverage rather than less coverage. And I'm also finding that like with the side coverage and everything, the seam right here kind of curves inwards a little bit. No matter how much I fix it, I just raise my arms one time and it folds back over on itself. So if you were to size down, you run the risk of not only having less front boob coverage, you have less side boob coverage. The seam gets more irritating as it's like constantly folding in on itself and whatnot. Definitely size up if in between. If we turn to the back, then it's just a very low scoop back there, which I really love because it makes for showing the back gains very easily. You already know, I love me an open back bra. I always have. It's just so flattering. I don't find that it's digging into my lats or anything like that. So very, very comfortable bra. I'm actually gonna go ahead and try on the moss brown version because one of the athletes, Meg Be Fit, if you guys follow her on Instagram, she did this little like twist design. Everybody is thinking that it's a new bra, but it's actually not. It's just the SoftMotion scoop back bralette, but just twisted. So actually, I'll just show you guys right now so you know what that looks like. If we have this bra, you essentially just take one of the cups and literally just twist it like so. make it come back around, and then it looks like this. The back is also going to be twisted. You're not going to see the Oner logo anymore because it's twisted, but that's how the athletes are achieving this kind of like twist bra type of look without it actually being a new bra. So give me a second and I'm gonna try this on for y'all. Okay, here she is. So definitely more booby. Like, I mean, my whole sternum is showing right there. So personally, I love how the bra looks in the sense that it is super, super flattering for the girlies and everything, obviously. However, you're not gonna catch me wearing it to the gym like this just because like my comfort level lies at like no sternum. You could be as low as you want, but as soon as you show sternum, I'm out. I'm clocking out, I'm going home. Like I can't do it, but it is flattering. So this is what that is looking like. Definitely feels more like held in, right? Because the fabric is just kind of like scrunched up and whatnot. So I am spilling out a little bit from the front right here, but it's nothing too crazy at all. If anything, I feel even more secured in this bra. Like nothing is falling out now for sure, because everything's just kind of like squishing up now. But gaping wise, like I said, I'm not getting any gaping. My nips are a little bit close to showing though, so I'm kind of nervous for it, but I know I'm gonna be fine because I just know my anatomy like that. But if I raise my arms up, then I am getting like the tiniest bit of riding up, just a little bit. I feel like it's still the same amount as whenever I had it normally, so that didn't really change much at all, like with me twisting it and whatnot. If we turn to the back, then that's what it's looking like. So there you go. Hope that helps. Next up, I have the SoftMotion halter neck mid vest. I'm wearing white in a size extra small. I also have chalk pink in a size small. So I'll just go ahead and put the graphics up here for you guys to see that comparison. Honestly though, it's not gonna be too different from one another, which I was kind of surprised by because I thought it was gonna be like a way bigger measurement difference between the two sizes, but it's nothing crazy noticeable. Like of course the small is gonna have a little bit more bust coverage. It's just like the tiniest bit longer and just a little bit wider. But again, it's nothing so crazy to the point where it's very noticeable. So I find that both sizes fit very well on me. The reason why I wanted to get both sizes, other than like wanting to test it out for you guys, of course, is because of the bust situation. I'm typically a size extra small in these tops, but I'm usually a small in bras. I'm kind of in between. Let's just call it in between. And because my chest is more narrow, I just wanted to test out the whole like gaping situation to see if one gapes more than the other, or if, you know, a size small would be perfect, given that this neckline isn't like the widest neckline. So overall, after testing both of the versions, I think that although I like the fit of these extra small more in the sense that it's very like body molding, figure hugging, like very flattering without the compression, I just find that the actual halter neck strap of the extra small is rather uncomfortable. Like I think on my Instagram stories, I initially said that it was super comfortable, and it still is, but compared to the small is way more comfortable on my neck than the extra small is. I think, of course, because with there being less fabric and it's just holding my chest up more, everything's just a little bit tighter overall. So the neck strap is kind of like weighing my neck down a little bit as opposed to the small. But compared to other halter necks that I've tried from Oner, for example, the mellow rib halter, this is way more comfortable than that. And I think I actually did a comparison for that halter neck compared to this as well. So hope that helps you guys out. And with that being said, this is true to size. However, if you're in between sizes, I would say to size up rather than down. For the mellow rib halter neck vest, if you were to size up, then there would be like a bit more fabric in the torso region, and some gals didn't really like that. Whereas for this, in the size small, again, there wasn't like a crazy difference at all, and I really liked how the small fit. So yeah, true to size or size up if in between, in my opinion, for more comfort, better like coverage and everything, while not sacrificing the pain of your neck after a time, especially if you're looking to wear this out too. Let's actually get into this top. I'll hold up the size small for you to see as well, but very flat silhouette up front, nothing crazy at all. And in the white, I was expecting for this to be way sheerer in the body area as opposed to the shelf bra, because of course with this having a shelf bra with removable cup pads, there's just a lot of fabric right here with the white layering over it and then kind of stopping at the bottom of that shelf bra going into a single layer down here. I was just expecting it to be, you know, way more sheer, but it's actually not too bad. Like you can obviously tell that my skin is underneath, but again, It's not super bad, like mellow soft white as an example. I wouldn't be able to wear mellow soft white without having to, you know, play chess with my freaking bras to see which one is gonna be the best match for it, if you know what I mean. So there's that. Removable cup pads, and the shelf bra actually goes all the way to the back, which I honestly wish that they just stopped the shelf bra like midway at the seam and didn't have it in the back, because once I turn around, honestly, there isn't too much digging back there, but you can definitely see where the shelf bra is. And if you carry a little bit more fat like in your back area, then I feel like you'll definitely be able to see that difference between the shelf bra and then the rest of the body of this top. I don't know if that really makes sense at all. Like, it doesn't dig into my lats or anything, but I just feel like with this silhouette, you could have gotten away with like half a shelf bra and then just left this completely single layered. But it is comfortable. There's no digging in on either sizes, and I find that like it fits fine. On me, this does come a little bit on the lower side, but it's not to the point where I feel uncomfortable or that I'm lacking coverage. And something else that I will say about a size down as opposed to a size up is that I'm getting a little bit of this fabric flipping out right here, whereas with a size small, I'm not really getting that. So that's something to note as well. And then with the neck strap not being adjustable, it's just a little bit uncomfortable over time at least, but right now I feel great. Super stretchy. It's definitely on the more like body molding side, kind of similar to the SoftMotion mid vests actually. So I'll post the comparison for that as well. I did a lot of comparisons for this freaking top, you guys, but across an extra small SoftMotion vest and a small SoftMotion vest, they're pretty similar body wise when compared to the halter versions of that. If you have the SoftMotion mid vests and you like how that's fitting you and your torso, then these would fit pretty similarly to that as well. Hope that helps. And once again, if we turn to the back, you just have that like low halter. It kind of hits below my lats, and you have the Oner embroidered logo in the center. Something that I did notice that is a little bit annoying is that this back seam tends to kind of like flip out. Oh yeah, it's doing it right there. It's flipping out, and I don't know why. I think it's because it's literally sitting right underneath my lat, and any movement is causing it to flip. But no matter what I do in trying to fix this and make it sit flat, eventually it's just gonna like flip back out. I don't know if it's doing it right now. Oh yeah, it did it right there. So that's a little bit annoying, but luckily that seam is like thin enough to the point where I wouldn't really notice it. Definitely something that I want to bring up to the team because I don't know, it might be important to them. Overall, really like this top. I love it more paired with the Skort, which we'll get into next. I think this is gonna be a fan favorite. I have been harping on Oner with their halter bras recently because I'm either gaping like in the easy lift halter or the mellow rib halter. I was like a little bit iffy about the halter situations because I feel like there's always some sort of feedback that I'm giving, but with this, I really do like this top, and I think it's gonna be a huge hit with you guys too. All right, y'all, let's talk about this freaking Skort. I'm wearing white in a size extra small, and there's only one length of this, so there's not going to be a short and a long version. I'm really hoping that they do that in the future, but I think they're just, you know, testing the waters to see how much you guys like this before ordering more quantities. I'm hoping that's the case with this because I would love to see different length options, but if I have any like official information from them in regards to the skirt lengths and then the inseams, I'll let you guys know. Otherwise though, I'll go ahead and post my graphics up here of all of the measurements that I did, comparisons, things of that nature. First and foremost, something that I really like about this and that I first noticed was that this waistband is actually different from the regular SoftMotion waistbands. If you look at the top portion of that waistband, there's kind of like this zigzag stitch going along the entire top. This is actually what they're doing for the SoftMotion Leggings 2.0 as well. So the reason why we haven't been seeing the SoftMotion leggings is because they've been working really hard behind the scenes to make a new updated version with a reinforced waistband so it doesn't slide down. I actually trialed it. It's actually sitting right there. And I really liked it despite me trialing it in my bigger size. So I got set in a size small. And even then I was like, yo, I really like this. And I just know that once I get my true size, it's gonna freaking slap. So very happy that I'm already getting like a little taste of what it's going to be like in this Skort, because whereas the SoftMotion shorts gave me zero compression, like let's be real, there's zero compression in those shorts. This is actually doing something. It's giving me low compression, which is still better than zero compression. And I definitely feel like, not that it's snatching me up or anything, it's very comfortable still, but you can definitely feel that there's more support. So basically what they did is that this is still a double lined waistband, meaning that there's just like a long strip of fabric that they folded over to make this waistband, but on the inside of it is a mesh lining. Similar in idea to the unified waistbands, but not the same mesh. So in all of you guys' SoftMotion bras, what you'll see in this bra pad is a little bit of mesh right here. So this is the mesh that they're using to the inside of this reinforced waistband as well, to just give it a little bit more compression, a little bit more support. I definitely feel it. So love that we already are getting these, but those SoftMotion 2.0 leggings will be launching later on this year. I don't have an estimated date for that yet. It is also a little bit shorter than the SoftMotion shorts waistband that we've been seeing. So I feel like this is a true mid-rise. The smallest point on my waist is kind of like right here, and these sit right below that. So on me, it's going to look high rise just because I have a very short torso, but I feel like for gals who have longer torsos, this is gonna sit as a true mid-rise on you. So again, just really happy that we're getting like different rise options for different bottoms and whatnot. You have a slight A-line silhouette, so it's just gonna like flare out the tiniest bit. And I really like that because I was afraid of it being kind of like too tight, and if you have larger thighs, that it's just not gonna look that good. But what they actually did was, and I'll put pictures up here once again, made the back a little bit longer than the front, which I really appreciate. If it was the same way all around and you have larger glutes, I feel like it's just gonna look even higher and your glutes are just gonna fill out that space even more, and it's just not gonna be a good look. But the fact that they made this a little bit lower than the front, love that. And as you guys already saw, it does come with built-in shorts. There are no pockets. I wish there were pockets, but maybe, hopefully, we can see something like that in the future. But if you're going out and playing tennis or something, or pickleball or whatever, you can just easily put your ball in your shorts like so, and hopefully that would work out. These shorts do not dig in whatsoever, and they're just comfortable overall. The back has your Oner logo embroidered in the center, and then they mentioned that there's a slight V back here, and I can feel the actual stitching, but it doesn't even look like a V, you guys. So if you're wanting something that's similar to the SoftMotion shorts in terms of like a very tapered V seam, you're not getting that. It's honestly basically straight, in my opinion. Like I could barely even tell that there's any sort of like curvature at all. The back shorts, it also has a seam running up your glutes as well. I'm not gonna do like a squat test for this in black panties or anything, just because it's not gonna matter in the shorts at least. However, I will do like a bend over test for these, and bending over, you can definitely see the shorts lining underneath. Do with that information what you may. It doesn't bother me too much, simply because again, there's a short lining. Like if it wasn't a short lining, we would have a major issue. I don't feel like it's too short. I don't feel like it's too long. Honestly, I feel like it's just right on me. My only critique about like the actual skirt portion of this is that I feel like no matter what I do, in the front right here, this fabric just kind of like flips up. So if you're looking for something that gives you like insane lower tummy control, you're not gonna get that with this. You can see every little bit of, you know, my stomach down here leading to my crotch, and it does kind of like jut out a little bit prior to like coming down into the skirt. So, you know, first time reviewing a skort, so I'm gonna be a little bit critical. And so, you know, because of that lack of tummy control, I feel like this fabric right here is doing this really weird thing where it just keeps on coming up. Oh, yeah, like no matter what I do. No, like actually, no matter what I do, it's gonna eventually come back up and then fold. So that's a little bit annoying. I think it actually, yep, it's doing the same thing back there where it just kind of wants to sit up there instead of being flat. And I don't know why that is, because after taking 2 steps, it does that again. It isn't right up continuously. It's literally just this little portion right here. Maybe it's because of the nature of this being more of like a curved seam, I guess. Anywho, okay, so in terms of sizing advice, I feel like sizing down with it being less fabric and then it being tighter overall, it would just kind of look weird. I would say overall it's true to size, first of all. So whatever size that you get in SoftMotion, just know that the waistband is going to be just like the tiniest bit more support. It's not compressive, it's just a little bit more support. And if you're in between sizes, I would say size up rather than down. Hope that helps. I really, really like the skirt overall though. And although I'm not a skirt person, a skirt girly, I do feel like I will be getting use out of this. This is going to be the SoftMotion Foldover 6-inch shorts. So once again, this does launch in both the foldover and the regular version in chalk pink and moss brown. And then for the foldovers at least, you also have it coming out in soft black. But I'll go ahead and put graphics up here for you guys to see this compared to the normal 6-inch shorts. It's honestly not all too different. Like at least when it's on, it doesn't really feel too different at all. The rise and everything still feel the same. And whenever you lay them side by side, I just kind of like put the foldover at a point that felt natural, and where the logo is actually like in the center, like the back logo is in the center, they actually have a very similar rise. But of course, with the foldover, you can just put it as low or as high as you want and just really play around with the rise. But in terms of how the body of the shorts feel, very similar, if not the same. Like I'm not noticing any crazy difference at at all. So if you have these SoftMotion 6-inch shorts already, expect for the foldovers to fit fairly similarly, if not the exact same. Even down to like the waistband, this is not compressive at all. If anything, the body of the shorts have more compression than the waistband, which is actually very surprising because I figured that the waistband would have a little bit more compression. At least like whenever I trialed these, because I trialed them months and months ago, and I do remember them fitting a little bit more compressively than how they do now. And I kind of like the more compressive version, honestly, because this is just kind of like laying there. It's just kind of loose, at least the waistband is. I could put this, you know, down even more, but I just don't feel like that's very flattering because now this is like halfway down my bum and it just looks really weird. Like this just looks way too low. So I'm probably not gonna wear it like this. If anything, I'll wear it like this, and it's just kind of sitting right above my glutes rather than like covering half of it. And so if I have it naturally sitting there where it kind of wants to, then it'll wrinkle a little bit. Not too much. It's nothing crazy at all. I can still stretch this all the way out. I have no trouble doing that. So I would say that if you're in between sizes, go on and size down rather than up, because again, this is not offering any sort of compression really, for me at least. And if I were to make this go all the way up, it's like a little bodysuit. Actually, let me just like tuck this underneath. A little bodysuit. But yeah, this is what it's looking like all the way up. You can just play around with it. You can make it even more high-waisted if you wanted to and have it kind of sit like this, where the bottom of the foldover is like right at the waistband. And that's gonna make it sit pretty high-waisted. Or you can have it sit a little bit lower, which is how I kind of like it. Or you can just kind of go crazy and have it sit super low-waisted. Just wanted to show you guys the different options and how easy it is to play around with this little flap situation. Super versatile, very easy. And if we turn to the back, again, you have the Oner logo embroidered right there in the center. Of course, depending on how low you make this sit, it's going to either sit higher or sit lower, like that, as an example. I don't get any digging in the thighs at all. I never get any digging with SoftMotion in my thighs, actually, so we love to see that. Very forgiving thigh opening. And then let's go ahead and do some squat tests for this. First of all, we have my nude thong. And 3. And I actually do get a little bit of riding up with this waistband whenever I squat. So like if I just put it down low like this and squat, I feel like over time, it's just gonna start riding up a little bit. Oh yeah, definitely rode up a little bit. So just something to be careful about. However, it doesn't really bother me too much. It's good to go up here, but back here, it has a tendency to just wanna sit at the top of my glutes. Black brief is on, and I just wanted to show you guys what this looks like without any sort of bunching at all. This is where it's sitting on me without the glute seam in my crack. So before it was like, you know, all the way up there. Here, it's just kind of like naturally sitting where it wants to sit. So I do have cheek separation, but it's just nothing really crazy. But if it were up to me, how I would normally wear it is I kind of like hike these up a little bit, and then I take the fabric from the outside inwards and just kind of situate it in my crack. And ideally, I would not be wearing black underwear. I'd be wearing a thong, so we wouldn't have any lines or whatever. But this is what it's looking like. Very opaque. I'm not seeing a single bit of black showing through. And then here's the back. So let's give you guys a couple squats. And then the tag is actually right there as well, in case you're wanting to see if it shows through. Hopefully we're good to go there with this color. If you're in between sizes, I would recommend sizing down, but otherwise, I think for this one, stick true to size. I feel like for regular SoftMotion shorts, I would always be like, just size down, it's fine. Like, don't worry, unless you're afraid of it being sheer, I would say stick true to size. But otherwise, if you wanna feel just a little bit more held in and just a little bit more, not even it's not compression. If you want it to be like more figure hugging, body molding, then size down in SoftMotion shorts. But for this, I would say stick true to size. And then if you're in between, that's when I would say to size down, or just go with whatever size you usually get in SoftMotion shorts. I usually get an extra small. I stuck with an extra small, and it fits great, except for this waistband being a little bit loose. But overall thoughts about these shorts, I don't think I'm gonna get that much use out of them. I don't really care for them too much. I've never worn any sort of fold over anything, and in 2025, I don't think that I'm going to either. So yeah, I'm pretty indifferent about these personally. It's just not my style, and if it's yours, then all the power to ya. I'm sure they'll look super cute on you, but yeah, I just don't really feel like I'll be getting the most use out of this. Okay, last but not least, I have the SoftMotion fold over straight leg pants. I'm wearing soft black in a size extra small regular length. I'm not gonna show the bottom of this because it's literally just like the regular SoftMotion straight legs that we've known, loved. You know, we are very familiar with these SoftMotion straight leg bottoms, but the reason why I don't want to show the bottom of this and show y'all the inseam is because this is a sample that I've been trialing for a couple months now. Even this foldover has changed. That's why you're not going to see any graphics or anything from me for this piece specifically. So I just wanted to show y'all the sample on me so you kind of have an idea of, you know, at least what it looks like. Yeah, same SoftMotion straight legs that we've known and loved, now with a new waistband. Very similar to these shorts and whatnot, except for in a longer version. You know what I'm saying? So this is what the back is looking like on me. The logo, again, because of this actual foldover portion being a little bit longer, it's sitting differently on me. But if I were to just like put this how I want it, I would probably just make it sit like this, high-waisted. And that's what it's looking like. If I were to make it sit lower-waisted, that's what it would look like. And I hate how this looks. I'm just showing you like different ways to wear this. What I was saying on my live is that this goes so high. Like, you guys already saw me with the shorts. I was able to pull it up to like right here, and then I had to take the bottom of the bra and kind of like stick it on top so that way it keeps it in place. Dude, with this, I'm telling you, it was so freaking long. I was essentially able to cover my nips with it. That's how long it was. If you wanted to wear this as a maternity legging, you really could. Once again, with my sample at least, the seam is sitting an inch below my belly button. So my belly button's right here. It's sitting right below it. So it's giving you a little bit of tummy control. Anywho, same sizing with this as the SoftMotion fold over shorts. Just get whatever size you normally got in your SoftMotion straight leg bottoms. And if you're in between sizes, I would still say that you could size down and you'll probably be just fine. Alrighty friends, that is going to be it from me for this video. I hope that it was short, sweet, and to the point. I have a feeling that it's gonna be a little bit longer though, I'm not gonna lie to you, because there's just so much newness in this capsule. But I really hope that y'all found this helpful. I hope that you enjoyed. If you have any questions for me at all, feel free to pop them down below and I'll be more than happy to help you guys out prior to the launch, which is again on Tuesday, June 17th at 11 a.m. Central Time. I will also be doing a Q&A over on Instagram, so I'll put my Instagram somewhere up here, as well as just like other cutesy little content surrounding the launch too. So if you're wanting to see more content from me, then definitely follow me on both TikTok and Instagram at TracyBFit. On launch day, if you did want to go ahead and support me for the launch and just any of your Oner Active purchases, the best way to do so is to shop via my support link, which is right down here. It's in my description, my bio, on Instagram, just everywhere that I could plaster it, it's there. And then in addition to that, use code Tracy and that'll save you 5% off your entire Oner Active cart. And if you have any other discount codes to use that save you more money than my discount code, then shopping via my link is the best way to support me and credit your order to me. Basically lets the team know that I helped you out and it keeps these videos coming. A new video is coming this weekend. I actually have a lot of videos lined up. I feel like I've been very behind in my weekly uploads, which I apologize, but I have a lot of content coming soon. So you'll hear from me shortly. And until then, subscribe, like, comment, do all the things, and I will talk to y'all later. So bye.